Okay, so she already has prepped her face with a moisturizer, the Shiseido White Lucent Moisturizer and Eye Cream. And I'm just putting on the Porefessional on her, which is something that I use on most of my clients. And that's something I use because it kind of works with all skin types. So I'm going to start off with the nose and then work my way down to her cheeks on one side. And then go to the forehead. Make sure you cover the areas where you know that the pores are, they really stand out on your face. And this one is the neutral palette. Because she has a lot of pink undertone, I feel like this is going to neutralize her skin tone perfectly. So I'm just taking my Real Techniques brush in the pointed foundation brush. I'm going to do a little bit of contouring for her, so this brush works perfectly for me. So I'm going to take the color that matches her skin. Of course, that's not going to be the color that matches yours. So, and you go about a shade or two lighter on the areas you want to highlight. Take a shade that's about 2 shades darker than hers, and I'm going to contour. The way you know how to contour is as simple as this. If this is going to be a very quick tutorial, this could go on forever if you're looking for contouring, but you're going to look and see where your jawbone actually meets. So anything, like you would have to actually feel it. And this is where her jawbone kind of meets right in the middle over here. That's the perforation right over here. Or you could just take the brush that you have and roll it down, and where it actually sits is where her jawbone is. So it's simply finding that jawbone area right over here in Emily's case, and that's going to be where I put the contour color. So I'm going to take a color that's about, as I said, 2 shades darker, and I'm going to make a very thin line. Don't freak out, I know it looks very dark. So that's like a hot mess right now, I know. But I'm going to use my beauty blender, which has been dampened, again, not wet but damp, and I'm going to just use a rolling motion just like this to work it into her skin. I could either dab it or roll it. I'd rather prefer rolling. I'm going to do the highlighted areas first, so I'm going to start off with under her eye. And I'm just rolling it very softly. This is going to be a little tedious when you first start off because it's going to be a little confusing, but you need to know your face shape in order to contour. Because there's so many different ways of contouring. Please research that on your own, of course. Google contouring and highlighting face shapes, and it'll come up with a whole bunch of lists of things that you could work with and determine your face shape, and then you're able to highlight and contour perfectly depending on the shape of your face, because not every face is the same. So if you don't know the shape of the face, you're not doing it correctly. So as you'll see, the foundation is perfectly put into place. And of course you can drag it down to the neck and the décolleté area if you'd like with the same beauty blender. I didn't add any more product onto here, but I'm just dragging it down so it looks even. It's called Airspun Loose Face Powder, and I got it from Walgreens for like $7. And they give you a lot of product, and it's a translucent powder, so, and it's supposed to be extra coverage, so you're lucky. And I'm just going to use that and roll it on, especially under the eyes so they don't crease and it sets properly. Of course, excess of anything is not good, so make sure that because it's translucent does not mean it's not going on. It's going on, you just can't see it. So don't put way too much. Next thing, we're starting with the eyes, and I'm going to use the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden. It's a regular formula that they have, but it's beige undertone, so it kind of gives a blank base to work with. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, please. And keep them closed. Just using my ring finger to blend that in. So make sure you blend it because it does have oil in it, so I don't want it to sit on the lid and instead of making the shadow stick, it kind of creases it or takes it away. Okay. Thing is Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Duo, and this one is in brunette, I believe, and they have the 2 colors. Of course, I'm using the lighter one of the 2. It kind of goes with the hair color as well, so it's something that's not too dark or too light. So a little bit goes a long way for this. Okay, so the one that I'm using is the lighter one, as I said earlier, and I'm going to start off by actually lining it. Because she likes it natural, I'm not going to make it too square or too arched, but I'm just following her natural eyebrow shape, and I'm just the good thing about the Anastasia palette is that it comes with stencils that you could use if you're not familiar with brow shapes. You can find the shape that you want to go for and use that. With me, I kind of like to, even personally, I like to keep my eyebrows the same shape, just fill it in a little bit, and I'm doing the same for Emily because I know that she likes more of a natural look. I'm using for her eyes the everyday look eyes is going to be the Too Faced chocolate palette, which smells divinely like chocolate. Colors that I'll be using on their everyday look are going to be marzipan, creme brulee, and amaretto. Those are going to be the three colors that I'm using for her everyday look, which is going to be, again, marzipan, creme brulee, and amaretto. And I'm going to use the champagne souffle or truffle, I can't even read, being right next to it, champagne truffle as her tear duct and her brow bone color. So I'm going to start off with champagne truffle, which I've called something else. I'm going to start off by highlighting her brow bone, which is going on the highest point of her brows. And then just blending it in. And then as a transition color, I'm going to be using the creme brulee color. Sorry, this is so not good. I'm sorry, the marzipan color. So I'm using that as a transition color. And these are satin-based colors. They're not the shimmery ones because, again, this is everyday look first. So. And for this I'm using the MAC blending brush, I think it's 217. So I always work from top down, but some people prefer doing the lid first and working their way up. I just think this technique works better for me, but it's whatever you're comfortable with. Explore. And then now I'm going to take a flat brush. This one is by Sonia Koshik. I do not know the number, sorry. But it's a flathead brush, and I'm going to take the color creme brulee now. And I'm going to put that on the entire lid. This is going to give it that bronzy, summery look, which you can use for day or night. And just that sheen, that beautiful glow that it kind of gives you. So I'm going over it again and just patting it on and then lightly blending it outwards. Okay. And going up to the blending, the transition color that I had used earlier. I'm going to go back to the transition color and just blend that in a little more. Okay. And then lastly, taking another MAC 217 brush, I'm going to go to the last color, which was amaretto, that maroon brown color. I'm just going to put it on the outer corner, the outer V of the eye. It's going to be very subtle. I just want it to transition very smoothly. I don't want this to be something that overtakes the entire look. See, I see fall out. I'm so glad I put that powder on there. Same thing on the other side. Just need to make sure that you blend, blend, blend. And this is one of the best blending brushes ever. This one and the other one I use with Lancome. I don't know if they discontinued that one or I still carry it. I'm not sure. But definitely check it out when you're by their counter, if you are ever by their counter. Okay. I'm now going to go back just to that very first color that we used, which was marzipan. And I'm going to do the inner tear duct. So just right here in the inner corner to brighten up the eye. So done with the shadow, because it's an everyday look, I'm gonna go with an eyeliner. The eyeliner actually I picked up yesterday and I was surprised with it. This is a drugstore brand, of course, Wet n Wild. It's called Color Icon, and this one is in dark brown 552. That's what it looks like. Pretty big pencil, and it comes out very, very soft, although I feel like when you buy it, it looks like it's very sturdy, but it really isn't. So I'm gonna have you close your eyes, and I'm probably gonna be in the camera right now. Okay, put your foot down, thank you. All I'm gonna do is have her close her eyes and get as close as I can to the lash line so I can smudge it up. And that's going to make the difference into making it look like an everyday look or a glammed out look. So as close as I can to the lash line and little lines, little strokes. Okay, so I did that eye. Hopefully you can see this one better. I'm gonna stretch her eye here and just take it from the inner corner. And then go as close as I can to the lash line in little mini strokes. And work my way all the way down there. Use that nice. And wow. The mascara I'm using on her is actually the Volume by Chanel. It's a mascara. I have the sample of it. I used to own it, didn't work for me, but it's a beautiful mascara. I just had an allergic reaction to it. That's the only reason my eyes are insensitive. But this one is wonderful, though. You're not going to have a reaction to it. A lot of people, I'm the only one apparently, because it's supposed to be hypoallergenic, and apparently not for me. I don't know. It's just special like that. But this is wonderful, and you get to keep this and take it home with you. You better wear it tomorrow, just like I taught you. So I'm just going to take off the excess because, you know, the samples have like goops of mascara on the little ones, so just brushing out and embarrass her. Just try not to this time. Okay. Almost poke her eye out. Sorry. This mascara is called Le Volume for a reason, of course, because it's supposed to volumize your lashes, but it also lengthens it. And it does have a polymer technology. I only know this because I used to work for Chanel, and they actually taught us this in class. It has a special polymer technology that it binds into your lashes and lengthens them and strengthens them because of the vitamins and things that they use in them. And this will last you the whole day without you having to touch up on it. Look up, please. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of the bottom lashes just so they kind of show. And the volume, I don't know if they have it now in brown, but they only had it in black when they first came out with it. And that's because, you know, most of the people do gravitate towards black. Dual Viper by MAC. I'm using the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick Compact and Nectar. I love their brick compacts. I love it. And it has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colors, or 4 different colors. The top and bottom are the same. But when you mix them together, the amalgamation of them is just beautiful amalgamation. I'm such a teacher. The blending of them is just so beautiful. And it comes out very subtle. And it just, I'm not contouring with the powder right now because that's more of a night look. I'm just going to go in the back. I'm not using her cheekbones because she already has some red on her cheekbones. So I'm kind of staying away from that. Or not red, pink. But I'm going to use the back of her face. So like starting where maybe halfway into her eyes, around 1/3 way into her eyes, taking it from there all the way back to her, what is that called? The sideburn area. The temples, the ears, that area. It's been a long day. Okay, so it kind of gives it that shimmer, like iridescent look. I don't know if light hits it, you can see it. It's very iridescent and pink. So, you know, this bounces off perfectly with looking bright and ready to go in the morning. Even though that's not how you may feel when you get here. For the lips, I am using no lip liner, just a very quick lip on the go. I actually picked this up not too long ago from Chanel again. I love Chanel, I don't know. But this one is the Rouge Coco Shine in their new collection called Saga. It's number 79. It's, if you are familiar with this line, it's a blend between the color Boy and the color Romance. Boy has a little bit of a purple tint to it, and here you go. I don't know if you can see that color. And Romance is like really, really pink. Saga is like the exact medium. It's like the one that's dead smack in the middle. So I'm just gonna clean this up. Sanitizing, because I don't want her getting germs and cooties. And she already has put lip balm, so if you do want to do that in the beginning, of course, do that so your lips are hydrated. Of course, if you do this, you'd be like probably rubbing it on your lips, which is fine. I just want him to be a perfectionist. Again, this is why it's not going to take you this long 40 minutes to get ready, probably, but it's going to be very quick because once you get into a habit of it, it's going to go by very, very quick. And this is a very beautiful summer color, summer, spring. It's like very subtle. And not too crazy. It's a color you can wear day or night as well, and I found that really, really good because it's versatile. So that is your finished day look on model Emily. I say that because of Friends, okay? Ross had a wife whose name was Emily, and she was from England, and I'm crazy about Friends. So those of you who can relate, Emily over here, this is the finished product. I'm gonna move out of the way so the light can hit her. So very subtle cheeks, iridescent, eyes done. Very pretty, very subtle, everyday look. Okay, and we're just gonna glam that up a little bit for the night look. Gonna stay with the same concept, just add a little more color, add a little bit of lashes, and I'll come back. Okay, so now we're gonna take this beautiful everyday look to glamorize it a little bit and make it something that you can go home, take about 15 minutes, get this done, you're out the door to your concert, your dinner, meeting with friends, whatever you're doing, or that's a little date. But what I'm gonna do is keep the same colors that she has on right now and intensify them a little more. So the first thing I'm gonna do is use this color. I have no idea what this color is, I'm sorry. I bought it a long time from MAC, but it's one of the MAC colors. So if you go, there's like a copper color, copper gold. So if you go there, just look for a copper gold, and I'm sure you'll find something, excuse me, comparable to that. So I'm gonna take this and my Real Techniques brush, which I don't know the name or the number for, and I'm gonna have to close your eyes once again, and I'm gonna go right on top of the color that I used on her lid, right in the middle, just to intensify that a little more. So just in the middle. I'm not gonna go all the way in. And the reason for that being is because I want it to be more, something more subtle, something not too like, oh my god, I'm going to red carpet in it. Okay, and then right after I do that, I'm gonna take my blending brush, and I'm coming right back. Okay, so I'm gonna take my blending brush and take the color that it's starting off, and I'm just gonna blend it that way, so I don't see any harsh lines. So definitely blending going on, but I'm not gonna add it all the way to the tear duct. I feel like the color that she has on right now is a lot brighter, and it's gonna open up her eyes more than adding this copper color. I think it's gonna dull down her color. So I'm gonna come on this side and do the same thing. Start off with a halfway point and work my way back to her outer corner of the eye. Okay. And then I'm just going to blend. So there's some harsh lines. Okay, so that's what it should look like right now. That's step one. Do is take the chocolate palette again and go to Gilded Ganache. And that's the dark brown color. That's the dark brown color, and first color to the right top. Okay, so that's the color I'm going to use for her outer V. So that's going to definitely intensify the look a little more. To make smoke it out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the lash line, and then I'm just going to work my way up. So it definitely smokes it out. And I'm going to go a little bit outside because I know I'm going to go back with the liner and give her a little bit of a tiny little angel wing. A little bit of wind in the end. She's not laughing, she doesn't get it. She just does it. Just kidding. Okay, so that's like really nicely blended in. It's not going to be something you have to go over and over and over again. It's just to intensify the look a little bit. Again, she doesn't like wearing makeup, so this is for people who want to go out but don't want to be way too much either. I'm just going to drag this out a little bit more and then blend it. Make sure you get into the crease to blend it. Because you don't want any harsh lines standing out. I'm not adding any more product. I'm just using the product that's already on her and just blend. I'm going to go back with the champagne truffle that we used. And I'm just going to intensify the highlight a little more again. Just going to go back and add a little bit more. Liner now instead of the brown one that I used. Again, this is from Mild, same concept. Same pencil, different color. So go ahead and close your eyes for me. I'm trying not to get in the way of the camera. And I'm going to make it a little bit thicker than it was before. I like to start off in the middle of the eye and work my way back. And then go back in and finish. I'm just going to go back in there. Middle. Working my way out. okay with using gel liners or liquid liners, by all means, go ahead. You can change this to whatever you'd like it to be. I'm just using a pencil liner on her because it's not too intense. She doesn't like, you know, too heavy of a makeup, so I'm just going by her preference. I put the Ardell 301 lashes already on her. I also added some gel liner, fluid liner by Black Track by MAC. And I contoured this side of her face, and I added the pop of color under her eye, which is Urban Decay's Electric palette. And I'm going to show you what I did on this side really quickly. So I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills a contour palette, contour kit, which comes with 3 different colors. I'm using the lightest one. And the contour that we already did earlier, I'm just following that. I'm just adding a little bit of contour on her cheeks, to her temple, up to her hairline, a little bit on her nose, either side, and then down onto the side of our bottom of her jawline, to give it that chiseled look. Okay. After that, I'm using the MAC mineralized blush in Gentle, and one of my favorite colors. It's like a pinkish purple, and I'm using it towards the back again because she has the pinkness in her skin, so I don't want to add more to it. So I'm using it kind of on the back. Okay, so I'm using the Candlelight Glow by Too Faced. It's a duo highlighting powder, and I'm just going right on top of her cheekbones, right underneath her eyes, and just using that and going in the middle and a little bit on the bottom. And that's just to kind of give her an iridescent glow. And I'm going to use a fluffy brush like this in Real Techniques multitask brush, and I'm just going to go back and blend everything in. Last thing I'm using is the Urban Decay palette color, electric palette color Urban, and that's going to go on the bottom of her lash line. And this is just to kind of give it a pop of color at night. Beautiful purple, a little bit of iridescent color to it, so it definitely pops, especially because her eyes are very... And that's her finished look. Very coppery, a little bit